over you, over you.
Hello and welcome to all my friends and listeners all over the world for this round 8 of Formula 1 2018 Championship from France, Castellet. Today's state of the art venue may be new to younger Formula 1 fans, but Castellet can trace its Formula 1 origins back to the early 1970s, when it had the first of its 14 French Grand Prix today. Constructed in less than a year and with famous drivers such as Jean-Pierre Beltois and Henri Pescarolo, consulted on its 5.8 kilometer layout. The circuit Paul Ricard, named after his sponsor, opened in 1970 April, before staging its maiden Formula 1 race won by Jackie Stewart from local hero Francois Kevert the following year. The track would prove a happy hunting ground for French drivers, with Rene Arnoux winning in 1982 and Alain Prost trumping not less than 4 times here, including the last Grand Prix at this venue in 1990. By which time it was deemed outdated for Formula 1 purposes. Start of the 21st century saw the rebirth under its new ownership, with the transformation of the circuit into the Paul Ricard high-tech test circuit. Used, as its name suggests, exclusively for testing, its multifunctional configuration layout proved popular with Formula 1 teams and set new standards in safety, pioneering the use of painted runoff areas, which is very unique in this circuit, instead of traditional gravel tracks. In 2007, the Paul Ricard HTT was designed first center of excellence by Formula 1 Institute of Safety in Motorsport. It opened its doors to the public again in 2009 after the construction of a new grandstand, and since then has hosted several major championships in motor racing. 2016, a deal was struck to return to the French Grand Prix to the track, and prior to 2018 revival, numerous modifications which have made to both the circuit and its setting to ensure a suitably stern challenge for the drivers and an equally thrilling spectacle for race fans. So, welcome to Circuit Paul Ricard. Last Grand Prix winner here is Alain Prost, the great Formula 1 driver here. Before we go to the startup of this great weekend where we expect rains to happen, would like to take through statistics of this racetrack. Circuit Paul Ricard. First Grand Prix 1971, number of laps 53, circuit length 5.842, race distance 309.69 km. Lap record to be set today. Very interestingly, how the championship remains at this point of time. Let's take you to that. Of course, Sebastian Vettel, with a 1-point slim lead for Ferrari, stands number 1 in driver standings, followed by Lewis Hamilton, just lagging 1 point behind. Great Britain Mercedes drivers, followed by another Mercedes driver, Valtteri Bottas, 86 points, followed by Daniel Ricciardo, Red Bull Racing Tag Heuer, 84 points, Ferrari, Kimi Raikkonen following him, 68 points. Max Verstappen, Red Bull Racing, 50 points. Catching up going on for Max Verstappen after poor shows in first 6 rounds of 2018 championship. Fernando Alonso, a very recent winner of Le Mans 24 and catching up with triple crown of motorsport soon. McLaren, 32 points. Nico Hülkenberg, Renault, 32 points, followed by his teammate, other Spaniard, Carlos Sainz, 24 points. Kevin Magnussen follows in Haas in 19, Pierre Gasly, Toro Rosso 18, Force India Mercedes drivers Sergio Perez and Esteban Ocon with 17 and 11 points respectively. Charles Leclerc, Sauber, 10 points. Good show by Charles Leclerc and tipped to be the next driver replacing Kimi Raikkonen at Ferrari. Stoffel Vandoorne, McLaren, not a great year again, 8 points. Williams, Lance Stroll, 4 points. Marcus Ericsson, Sauber, 2 points. And finally 1 point, Brendan Hartley for Scuderia at Toro Rosso. Still to open the account, Roman Grosjean, Sergei Sirotkin. What a year this has been till now, with all the drivers, top 3 teams winning Grand Prix, with Sebastian Vettel 3 Grand Prix wins, followed by Daniel Ricciardo and Lewis Hamilton 2 each for both the great drivers. In terms of constructor standings, Mercedes leading 206 points, not very far behind. Ferrari 189 points, Red Bull with a 50 odd point deficit, 134 points, Renault 56, McLaren 40, Force India 28, Scuderia Toro Rosso 19, Haas Ferrari locking horns for Haas on 19 points, Sauber 12 and Williams Mercedes last in the constructor championships. With just about 5 minutes to go for the qualifying session, I'm your host Naresh, bringing you live commentary from Paul Ricard Circuit, Grand Prix of France, return after almost a 10 years gap. After a decade, the Grand Prix is coming back. What's happening on the ground? What's happening on the track today? Some quotes, some of the people are mentioning about it, as Jeremiah Karaoke talks about a wet qualifying would be very exciting. Let us see if Pirelli has a soft version of wet tires, something like hyper wets. That's a joke, but we are going to see whether that's true. Bob Miller talks about this could have just been the overtaking point of the lap. That summarizes in one sentence what's wrong with many Formula 1 circuit. What is Formula 1 if you can't overtake? That's very right about it. In the meantime, weather update. It's sunny at the moment, but official forecast says there's an increasing chance of a shower. 60% around 3:15 local time. Interesting time ahead. And the great Paul Ricard, how can we not talk about him? The guy who designed this track since 1948. Circuit Paul Ricard isn't proving very popular this weekend. Overtaking looks pretty much a non-starter, and the layout of his has annoyed the drivers. There is a fascinating story behind it, my dear friends. Paul Ricard, a French industrialist, made his name by creating a popular pastis or aniseed flavored spirit in 1930. Remember, France is famous for cheese, wines and beautiful landscaping for this country. As the billionaire Paul Ricard, he saw sports sponsorship an effective way of promoting his brand and started sponsoring the Tour de France in 1948. By the late 1960s, he had decided to take things a step further by building his own track. Yes, he was that much rich. In the meantime, Jack Brown, he talks about when he spoke to Sky Sports some time back about the chocolate story yesterday following the second practice. He said, things are tough. That is the difficult sports. Sometimes the media like to kick you and any company, you are going to have a fewer people not happy with their job. It's nothing more than that. We have got a lot of pressure on all of us few years. It wasn't a good weekend in Montreal. The candy bar story is a bit silly. We are here and we'll keep pushing. Those were the wordings from Jack Brown. So we are all set. Just to give you a brief on what happened in pre-practice sessions. Pre-practice session except FP3, which was not much of relevance. Mercedes looks to be the team to beat on a circuit which is very, very difficult to overtake. However, we are assured we are going to have some great action as the chances of rain is very high. Just to tell you, 3 qualifying sessions. The first qualifying session will have bottom 5 drivers being relegated. The second qualifying session, another 5 drivers goes, and qualifying session 3 will see the shootout for the top 10. So interesting time ahead for us. Also very interestingly, the news which goes around, and interestingly, the French Grand Prix will be the first of 3 consecutive races, first triple header of Formula 1 ever happened. So next 3 weeks we are going to be together. We are going to enjoy 3 Grand Prix sessions up to see what's happening. Everybody has seen with Argentina, with all their confidence being gone down in drain, lot of criticizing fans for Lionel Messi team, not happy. However, Brazil showed the guts yesterday and they defeated their rivals to stay in the hunt for making the pre-quarters. Today, another important match for Germany, where they are going to play, and it's a do and die match for Germany. They have to win this match if they have to stay in hunt for the pre-quarters. Coming back to Formula 1, talking about triple header. So triple header kicks off in France at Paul Ricard circuit today. Next week we'll see Belgian Grand Prix followed by British Grand Prix. So 3 weeks of action, and then we'll go for summer break, and Dutch Grand Prix will make its way in July. However, we are talking about triple header, but it's almost a 4-way header for Fernando Alonso. Last week, to add up, he was in Le Mans 24, so he's been continuously racing and racing and racing. And he's not getting any sort of racing lag with him. As he says, when I put the visor down on Sunday, I enjoy racing and I'm a happy man out. But all the commitments between races are a bit tiring. On Sunday, I'll be fit and ready. That's Fernando Alonso has to say. Also in the meantime, Red Bull, Christian Horner, he talks about probability of having the race with one stopper. So coming back to the French Grand Prix, 10 years since the last French Grand Prix marks the beginning of first triple header in Formula 1 history. Third race in a row to be held in French-speaking nation. Unique layout, lead Castellet, France, 3 sectors. Last Grand Prix at Paul Ricard 1990. 15 turns, elevation of 30.4 meters. Challenging corner, 1989. Google Main, what a mayhem happened in the first lap here. Historical Paul Ricard, 1985. Senna goes off the track, straight into the barriers. 1988. Prost versus Senna rivalry at the best. Two drivers fighting for the world championship. Who would have forget that? 3 tire choices, track grip 4x5, tire stress 4x5, soft, super soft, ultra soft tires up for the race. We expect one stop race here at Paul Ricard. Sun has come out. Paul Ricard at the circuit of history, circuit of lots of stories here, lots of rivalries, and this year we see another one between Lewis Hamilton of Mercedes and Sebastian Vettel. Give you a little bit of insight on this track. We have a special blue zone which is high grip, high degradation. However, there is a red zone, very high grip, very high degradation. No runoff areas. You want to go to the runoff areas, go for it. Your tires will be actually shredded. So, very cleverly done this track. Welcome to the qualifying session. Air temperature 22 degrees Celsius, track temperature about 30, humidity 66%, a light wind crossing the circuit. Vettel leading 121 points, Hamilton following 120, Bottas 86, Ricciardo 84, Raikkonen 68, Verstappen 50, Alonso 32, Hülkenberg 32, Sainz 24, Magnussen 19, Gasly 18, Perez 17, Ocon 11, Leclerc 10, Wandu 8, Stroll 4, Ericsson 2, Hartley 1, Grosjean and Sirotkin still to open the account in this championship. In terms of constructors, Mercedes leading 206 points, followed by Ferrari in second position, Red Bull finds in third, Renault in fourth, McLaren fifth, Force India sixth, Scuderia Toro Rosso in 7th position, followed by tailenders. So here we go, qualifying session 1 gets underway. The first one to kick off is the Williams, followed by, all the cars are trying to come out, followed by Toro Rosso, and both the McLarens are also out. Lee Castellet, France, welcomes to this round 8 of Formula 1 World Championship. As the drivers who have come out on the track gets a warming up lap, done. As of now, it doesn't seem to be raining immediately, but yes, clouds are looming. We will see how the drivers strategize to put time lapse as soon as possible, as definitely the track is not very dry, but you have the dry lines on the track that will be helping the drivers. Carlos Sainz is the first one to set a time lap. We have 15 minutes to go in this session. So Alonso puts the car on top as of now. Some of the drivers are still on the warming up lap. Drivers have come out on ultra soft tires. No hyper soft tires in this race, remember. Little bit of wobble at the chicane from Pierre Gasly, but he controls the car well. Gasly is in sector 2. Interesting to hear some team radios in the meantime. Marcus Ericsson.
Okay, everything looks good, so go for it, mate. Go for it. Okay, everything looks good, so go for it, mate. Go for it.
Go for it, Pierre Gasly.
Williams will be much slower than us, so open a good gap.
All right. So that's what Pierre Gasly says. Williams will be much slower than us, so open up a good gap. There are clear instruction from the Toro Rosso on Gasly. 4 teams yet to send their cars out: Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, Force India. As Grosjean put the fastest lap of the session, 1 minute 32.46 which is a good time he has set. Magnussen second, Charles Leclerc third, Carlos Sainz in Renault fourth, Hulkenberg fifth, Gasly sixth, Hartley seventh, Marcus Ericsson eighth, Fernando Alonso and Van Dorn 9th and 10th position. Remember, top 3 teams still have to start: Red Bull, Mercedes and Ferrari. Almost all the drivers are out except Max Verstappen and Esteban Ocon, who are also out on the track now. 12 minutes remaining in this session. Verstappen is fastest so far in 1 minute 32.466 as Max Verstappen tries to negate the corners. He's already faster than time set by Roman Grosjean, which is expected to. So he should be doing it pretty comfortably, I would say. Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen had ran the races there for GP2. So this should not be a much unfamiliar track for him. As of now, Roman Grosjean, he is leading as Max Verstappen comes around the start-finish straight and he goes comfortably P1, 6/10 of a second clear than the time set by Roman Grosjean. It will be very important to see who gets a pole because very less chances of overtaking on this circuit. As Hamilton is nearly matching his time as set by Valtteri Bottas, who gone quickest. Hamilton is just lapping in the same time. With 10 minutes to go, Lewis Hamilton is just going to finish a time lap. Time to beat will be Valtteri Bottas' time. 1 minute 31.776. Where does he finish? He goes P1. 1/10 of a second clear. So Mercedes clearly the faster car here. In the meantime, Ricard has set the fastest 2 sectors of the session as of now. He is doing really good sectors. Yes, he goes comfortably. 200 of a second faster. Ferrari on top. Kimi Räikkönen leading. Vettel is in P5. Very good first lap by Kimi Räikkönen here for Ferrari. As Räikkönen is the fastest man, Verstappen is trying another one. He made some mistake in the sector 2. So sector 1 was the purple sector for Max Verstappen. Let's see, can he overtake time set by Kimi Räikkönen here. Drivers in the relegation zone: Sergio Perez, Alonso, Ericsson, Sirotkin and Lance Stroll. Max Verstappen coming around in sector 3. Let's see what he does as he crosses the start-finish line, and he goes P1. Verstappen once again P1. Red Bull, Ferrari and Mercedes all are up there for fight. We have 6 minutes to go. Drivers in relegation zone, Sergio Perez, Force India, and in the meantime, Lewis Hamilton goes P1. He had purple sector in sector 1 and sector 2. Vettel, presently P5, doesn't seem to be bettering his time. He's P5. Let's see where he finishes this time around. Stay at P5. Daniel Ricciardo is also having personal best. He is presently P7. What he can do, he goes P5, displaces Sebastian Vettel. Currently in the elimination zone and at race car, Perez, Alonso, Ericsson, Sirotkin and Stroll. Vandom is the man on the bubble. So Valtteri Bottas is P4 and he has a moment, Valtteri Bottas, in one of the chicanes. Could have been a flat spotted tire there. Max Verstappen is P2 as of now. Verstappen took the top spot for a while and Lewis Hamilton came back and he put the fastest time, 1 minute 31.271. With just 4.5 minutes to go, driver in relegation zone, Perez, Alonso, Ericsson, Sirotkin and Stroll. Driver on the bubble, Stoffel Vandoorne, P15 as of now. In the meantime, Magnussen currently P8, eyes to go best of the rest after top 3 teams. He has a good first sector but 3/10 down. Nevertheless, that's not the time which is concernable, as that will surely put him in rest of the best. Second sector has been pretty slow for him. Watching Ericsson at the moment, 3 minutes to go. Ericsson goes P12, comes out of the relegation zone. Charles Leclerc, he has 5 out of 5 to qualify for top 10 last 5 races. Let's see what does he do. He is presently P10. Will he be able to maintain the spot? He does. Leclerc, P10. Alonso goes P12 now. Gasly behind him, P15. Yes, Gasly goes P9. Great show. Vandoorne now. Vandoorne is still P16. In relegation zone for sure. Grosjean goes P6. Above Ferrari. Carlos Sainz now goes P9. Drivers in relegation zone. Vandoorne, Ocon, Perez, Sirotkin and Stroll. Both the Williams, both the Force Indias and one of the McLarens. Hamilton in the meantime. Purple sector 1, sector 2 a bit slow. He is in presently sector 3, no better, 2/10 down on his own time. Verstappen and Raikkonen almost matching in their timings. Raikkonen 3rd, Bottas 4th, Vettel 5th, Ricciardo 6th. In the meantime, Lance Stroll has another moment, goes off the chicane and goes in the hard degradation area. That could have definitely hurt Lance Stroll. right men are only separated by 6,000ths of a second for P2 and P3. Nico Hulkenberg, in the meantime, is presently P12. He would like to better his position. Drivers in relegation zone with less than a minute to go. Stoffel Van Dam, both Force India's, both Williams. However, the positions are not safe for Brendan Hartley and Marcus Ericsson. Alonso looks to be safe in his McLaren at P13 as of now. Clock is ticking down both the Force India. They need to find some time to avoid a shocking double elimination. Certainly picking up Esteban Ocon on the track. Green sector, bettering his own time. Will he be able to displace? Let's see as he starts his third sector. Personal best in first two sectors here for Esteban Ocon. Ericsson, presently Marcus Ericsson is P14. He wants to better his time also. Charles Leclerc in P11 looks to be safe. Would like to better his time too. As Esteban crosses the line, he goes P11, comfortable. Alonso in the relegation, just at the bubble of the relegation zone. Marcus Ericsson, Alonso P14, Marcus Ericsson P15. Will he be able to better? Then that puts danger for Fernando Alonso. And he does it. Fernando Alonso and P15 now. Charles Leclerc doesn't do anything. Sergio Perez. Will he be able to displace Fernando Alonso? Looks to be he will be able to. Let's see. And yes, he does. Alonso is down. Alonso is also on a faster lap. He's behind. What he can do? Let's see. Can he do? Alonso cannot do it. Alonso is out. Stoffel Van Dam. What he can do? He's already down in his time. McLaren surely down and out. Brendan Hartley, however, he's setting up the time. Let's see what Brendan Hartley can do. Where does he finish? Brendan Hartley, P17 in relegation zone. Crosses the start-finish line and he goes P70. Cannot better his time. Lance Stroll, one last chance. Coming around. Start-finish line. Checkered flag is already out. He stays P20. So both the McLarens out, Williams out, Brendan Hartley out. So session 1 gets over. So qualifying session 1 gets over and drivers out is Fernando Alonso McLaren, Brendan Hartley Toro Rosso, Stoffel Vandoorne McLaren, Sergei Sirotkin Williams and Lance Stroll Williams. Good session, but pecking order was very clear for top 6 drivers as the usual hunt. It's time to hear some team radios. Stoffel Vandoorne.
First off, we finished P18. Cars eliminated are Fernando, Hartley, yourself, Sirotkin and Stroll.
Rainy in dark 5 now. Anyway, tough session. Got some work to do.
Got some work to do. That was saying of Stoffel Vandoorne. Lance Stroll.
Yeah, P20, unfortunately.
Started raining a little bit this lap.
Strange. Brendan Hartley.
Okay, Brendan, we are out. That won't be enough for us. P17.
Had some rain. And traffic the lap before, but it started raining. Turn 5-6.
He also complains turn 5-6 started raining. Sergei Sirotkin. Marcus Ericsson.
He started to spit in the first sector.
Nico Hülkenberg.
Massive traffic there with Williams.
Earlier, Lewis Hamilton.
Something's wrong with the padding next to my left. Very cool.
As the green light and pit is open, once again, here we go, Q2 is underway as the rain starts to falling now, adding some spice to this qualifying. As the rain is starting to fall, drivers are making hurry as the situation is going to be getting worse further in this session. We have 13 minutes and a half to go in this session. Almost all the drivers are on the track and trying to put best foot forward for this session. What a luck for Fernando Alonso. Is this a joke? Le Mans winner 1 week, out in the Q1 in the next week. Put that McLaren in the dustbin. That is the right word to say. Absolute shocker for McLaren here. How disappointing for McLaren. This is the team that are meant to be going forward. They have the star man out there and words can't really describe how disappointing this year has been for McLaren with all the great promises which were made by the team Eric Boulinier, Martin Whitmarsh and all the McLaren people. Absolute shocker for McLaren. Everybody is hurrying up. Max Verstappen setting up fast lap. This time around, as the raindrop starts falling on the circuit, they are super soft tires. Purple sector for Max Verstappen. Best of the time as of now he has put. This should be putting him comfortably in P1 as he goes around in sector 3. It is absolutely humiliating for Fernando Alonso. That's not the way double world champions should be going out, and he should not be racing when he is struggling to fight with Brendan Hartley of Toro Rosso. That's a shame. As Max Verstappen goes P1, Daniel Ricciardo behind him goes P2, Vettel is behind him, goes P3. All are coming in chain. Hülkenberg 5, Magnussen 5 now. Carlos Sainz goes P1. What a fast time. Where did that time come from? Raikkonen now. He's faster. Rain stops. And driver starts getting timings. Valtteri Bottas now. As Valtteri Bottas comes across the start-finish line, goes P1 comfortably. Hamilton now. Hamilton coming around the last corner, start finish straight, goes P1 comfortably, fastest time on this circuit. 1 minute 30 seconds barrier has been broken by Lewis Hamilton. This is very crucial. Remember, the timing set here will be key for these drivers. Jean Todt is also present, FIA president here at this sector. Valtteri Bottas had made a mistake in one of the chicanes. Valtteri Bottas, courtesy of that lockup, he finds himself in P2. Drivers in relegation zone with 10 minutes to go: Hülkenberg, Leclerc, Perez, Ericsson and Ocon. Roman Grosjean is 4th fastest in his Haas. It's been all bad luck for Roman Grosjean as of now. Hopefully he should be finding some form here. Force India definitely seems to be more struggling than any other team in Q2. Both the Red Bulls are also pretty slow. As the Ferrari Sebastian Vettel, presently 8th position, also tries to find some timing to stay safe in this session. Sebastian Vettel, sector 1 green, purple sector in the next one, sector 2, presently in turn number 12, looking good to come out in top 3. Q2 qualifying session is on, 8 minutes to go. Looks good for top 6 teams, top 3 teams, sorry. However, Roman Grosjean showing some good speed in their Haas as Sebastian Vettel goes crossing the start finish line, goes P2 straight. Still 3/10 slower than Lewis Hamilton. Esteban Ocon presently in P15. Another Frenchman. Pierre Gasly is P10. All three Frenchmen are doing good show. Ocon goes P11 now. Drivers in relegation zone with 7 minutes to go. Esteban Ocon, Charles Leclerc. Esteban Ocon family is there this time around. Nico Hülkenberg still sitting in garage. He is presently P40. Definitely Mercedes are very clear on theoretically the slower tire. So Mercedes would like to run super soft tires in the race as they find themselves in a good position. As the Red Bulls comes back in garage, getting ready for the second run in Q2. 5 minutes 30 seconds to go. Top three teams looks comfortable with surprise. Both the Haases are doing good this time. They are rest of the best in this time, unlike Renault used to be till last race. However, Pierre Gasly in his Honda powered engine is still finding great form and he is in P10. For Sergio Perez in the meantime, he is looking to bettering his time in Sector 1. He is presently P15 in relegation zone. Driver at risk, just at the bubble, is P10 Pierre Gasly. And Sergio Perez is challenging him with clear track. All the cars are in the garages. He looks comfortable as he's 2/10 faster than P10 timing set by Pierre Gasly. So Sergio Perez goes P10. Let's see whether this time will be sufficient, as Pierre Gasly will also try to get his position back. Charles Leclerc presently P10. Let's see what he can do today. Lewis Hamilton sitting comfortably in his garage. He's P1. He's 3/10 of a second clear from the next set of cars, which is Ferraris. as both the Mercedes starts coming out of the pit lanes. 2 minutes to go for this session. One last chance for the elimination zone cars. Pierre Gasly, Toro Rosso Honda, Esteban Ocon, Force India, Charles Leclerc, Marcus Ericsson in Saubers, and Nico Hülkenberg in Renault. Carlos Sainz is also out on ultra soft tires. Interestingly, rain has stopped. It'll be very interesting to see. A lot of shuffling will happen as drivers comes out on ultra soft tires. Oh, the near miss between Haas and one of the Saubers in the pit lane. Wheel-to-wheel action between Sauber and Haas car of Roman Grosjean in the pit lane. Carlos Sainz in P9 presently, ultra soft tires. Surely there will be an improvement in time for him, likely for others also. Not bad sector 1, just 1/10 slower. Carlos Sainz, good sector 2 also. In sector 3 presently, as he comes around the turn number 15 last chicane before start finish line. Carlos Sainz, let's see where he puts his Renault car, and he goes comfortably P8. One improvement, one position. Kimi Räikkönen goes P3 in the meantime. Pierre Gasly behind him is presently P11. Not able to manage to get a better time. Roman Grosjean in Haas should be able to definitely find some time, good time, yes. He's P5. Both the Red Bulls are in danger in fact. Esteban Ocon goes P10. Verstappen now displaces Sergio Perez. Max Verstappen goes P4. Daniel Ricciardo now. Next one up. He stays P8. Must have been some mistake. Charles Leclerc. Presently P10. He gets P10. Charles Leclerc. Valtteri Bottas P5. Looks Charles Leclerc has made it. Bottas is P5. Hamilton. Nico Hülkenberg is the one who can displace Charles Leclerc. Let's see whether he's able to do it or Charles Leclerc keeps his record. What does Nico Hülkenberg do? He's only P12. He cannot do it. So Charles Leclerc has again got into top 10. This is a true beauty of this driver, Charles Leclerc. Young lad from Monaco gets his car once again in P10, displacing the Renault. Hülkenberg, Ocon, Perez, Gasly and Ericsson out from Q2.
louder. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all. Lose it all. Feel it in your arms. Feel it in your legs. Feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go. Just let your body go. Just let your body go and move to the rhythm. I wonder what went wrong today, eh? Why do I feel like I linger? Linger between the words you say, eh? Say the words to remember.
So as the qualifying session 2 gets over, drivers out. Esteban Ocon, Force India, 11th position. Nico Hülkenberg, Renault. Sergio Perez, Force India. Pierre Gasly, Toro Rosso, and Marcus Ericsson of Sauber are out. And young lad Charles Leclerc, Ferrari Academy driver, finds himself once again in top 10. Which top 10 shootout is just going to be underway very, very soon. It's time to hear some team radios. Let's hear what Nico Hülkenberg has to say.
We are P12, Nico. P12. Sorry, mate.
Well, wow, that was a very good lap.
You missed
I didn't have anything in there.
Yeah, you missed it by 0.06 of a second, would you believe? I think that's all we had, mate.
Well, that was really, yeah, that was all we had. It was a very good lap.
Yeah, roger that.
That was bit of disappointment by Nico and surprise. Let's see Charles Leclerc, what he has to say.
Oh, that was a good lap, I hope.
Yeah, at the moment looking quite good, P10. So well done, Charles. We are in Q3. Q3, P10.
Woohoo! Oh, yes. That feels good. I'm not sure we are in the best place for tomorrow's race, but anyway, good job. Now let's focus on Q3, but
Yeah, copy.
not sure I can extract much more. Oh, I mean, I always can, but...
Oh
So
man,
Charles, stay on
man,
radio,
Charles
please, stay on.
Leclerc. What a great boy this is. Finds as happiness as possible and as high as possible position in this Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc.
Oh,
Sebastian Vettel, what he has to say.
And box, Sebastian Box, this is your race start set.
Nothing much, Roman Grosjean.
I've got to let me by. Okay, so don't worry about it. The next car behind is Ocon is 4 behind. Okay, so your tires will be ready. You'll get them ready.
What Pierre Gasly?
So now the rain has stopped. The track is quicker.
So as we get ready for the final shootout, top 10 shootout, some great action we saw in Q2 from Charles Leclerc as the cars are getting ready to go out on the track for third qualifying session. And Q3 session gets on. 12 minutes to go in this session. Top 10 shootout. Charles Leclerc. Let's see what he can do. Can he get another position up on the starting grid? Lewis Hamilton will look to seize one more pole. Definitely looks good, but the only driver who has bit of a challenge for him will be Max Verstappen, as he showed the pace early possible. As the cars are out on the track, Ferraris, Red Bulls and Mercedes, top 6 cars, and bottom 4 probably will stay, like to keep the cars in garages for only one round. Both the Haas, one Renault, one Sauber. As Sebastian Vettel, starting on ultra soft tires on this time lap, goes on. As Sebastian Vettel puts a good sector 1, goes to sector 2, very clean on the chicanes, not overrunning, keeping the car safe on the track, away from the blue lines, which are the runoff areas, unique runoff areas in Paul Ricard circuit. 304 km/h top speed. Sebastian Vettel, turn number 11. Fast flowing turns here, very less chance to overtake. Both the Ferraris, one behind each other, looking good. Let's see what do they do. 8 minutes to go in this sector. First one to put the time, Sebastian Vettel will of course go P1. Behind him is Kimi Raikkonen. Vettel, as of now, is the fastest. Kimi Raikkonen goes P1, pretty slow lap. Valtteri Bottas there. Let's see what he does. He has a purple sector 2 and he goes P1. Lewis Hamilton now has the sector 1 purple sector. As he goes around, Lewis Hamilton displaces Valtteri Bottas. P1, 1 and 2 for Mercedes. Verstappen now. What does he do? Max Verstappen. No, he's only P4. Daniel Ricciardo behind him finds himself only in P5. So Mercedes clearly the leaders here and clearing the pecking order. And here we go. Is it Grosjean? Yes, it is Grosjean. Finds himself in the barrier. Bad luck continues for Roman Grosjean. So the session has been stopped. It's red flag. Cannot believe this, Roman Grosjean. You can't do that. This is not the first time you are doing in last few races. That's also in the home ground. As Roman Grosjean finds himself in the barrier. What a pity for Roman Grosjean. He definitely had the potential here to at least get P7. He just misses it. And then simply a passenger comes and hits it. Very unusual as a locking. Don't feel much of a damage on the car, however surely will be out from this session. Günther Steiner Team principal from Haas will not like this, for sure. Top 10 shootout on, red flag is on as of now. Session has been stopped. As of now, Lewis Hamilton provisional pole. Here, the fast fire cars, rescue cars are from Nissan, as they are rescuing the car of Roman Grosjean here. Sebastian Vettel is in third position as of now, with both the Red Bulls sandwiched between the next Ferrari of Kimi Raikkonen. As we analyze the replays, it definitely seems to be a driver error here. This is not a good sign from Roman Grosjean. The catch is that. Remember, Mercedes has finally, they are able to get the new engine in this race, and it's doing good for them as they have found about 1/10 of a second or 3/10 of a second in the race. As the car is being recovered for Roman Grosjean. Raikkonen also has a bit of moment in his last lap. Equally for Valtteri Bottas, small lockup. Session is being restarted. We have 7.5 minutes to go in this session. So drivers, if they want, they can have 2 laps still but I'm sure they're going to just do one more lap. Sebastian Vettel will eagerly like to give his best and try to put his car in top 3. Disappointment for Roman Grosjean, as they were truly best of the rest here.
Voices in my head, know me, call me, I will be restless, somehow they chose me, this is my nightlife, wanna be high life.
As Kimi Räikkönen, first one to come out on the track. 6.5 minutes to go for this session to get completed. Q3 on.
It's the freedom I shouldn't have, with the people I shouldn't know.
Time is ticking. Roman Grosjean crash means he will start 10th from tomorrow, which means Charles Leclerc at worst will start 9th, which is a good thing. Charles Leclerc starts P9, best of the position for him to start. Danny Cool getting cooled down in his car. French driver Pierre Gasly out in Q2 will start 14 tomorrow. Tells BBC Radio, a bit disappointed not to get a better result for my home race, but we did the best we could. So they definitely are a that much capable car.
Happy on the outside, weary inside, smiling there.
As this is his home race, Pierre Gasly.
They think I'm
As Red Bulls and Ferrari gets ready to come out. Remember, Sebastian Vettel is already out on the track, and Kimi Räikkönen also now. Räikkönen and Vettel both are out. Räikkönen is on the time lap now. No, he is still on the warm-up lap, Kimi Räikkönen. Some kind of butterflies in the stomach of Mario Rebevin from Ferrari, as they feel that Mercedes has got that new upgraded engine now, which is giving them 0.3 of a second, which is good enough to put them on pole position, locking the front row. That is a very good position for Mercedes here. Sebastian Vettel finds himself in third position. So P1, P2 for both the Mercedes. 2.5 minutes to go. Vettel in third, Verstappen fourth, Ricciardo's fifth, Räikkönen sixth, Carlos Sainz seventh, Grosjean eighth, Kevin Magnussen ninth, and Leclerc 10th. Grosjean will be, of course, starting 10th. Leclerc will be least starting at P9 tomorrow. Looks like Räikkönen has made a mess somewhere. just 2 minutes to go. Lewis Hamilton, he's on a faster lap. It's interesting to see whether Lewis Hamilton claims the pole here in French Grand Prix almost after 10 years at this venue. Let's see who takes the honor, as Sebastian Vettel also is warming up his tires for one more last time. It is just a time to get a flying lap for all the drivers. Vettel goes for it now. Let's see how does he do in sector 1. That will define his challenge to Lewis Hamilton. Looks very unlikely, but let's see. He will extract everything fit from the car. Interesting to see in sector 1. No, he's already 310 down. He's going all over the circuit. Definitely not a good time. So, no challenge whatsoever from Ferrari, looks like. He's pushing hard, Sebastian Vettel. But doesn't seem to be a clean move in the chicanes. He's already 7/10 slower, so Vettel should just leave this lap. Or is he trying to clear the checkered flag? Don't know, but he'll not be able to do. He doesn't have sufficient time. It's only 19 seconds to go. He still might be able to clear the checkered flag and get one more lap. Hamilton is also on the slower lap. However, Bottas is on the fastest lap and he has got the pole here. Valtteri Bottas on the pole. Lewis Hamilton second. Hamilton goes even faster. Lewis Hamilton, within a span of 10 seconds, he displaces Bottas once again. Vettel finds himself in third position only. What about Red Bulls? Max Verstappen. He's also going all over. Rene Ricard is behind him. Can he change the positions here? Max Verstappen. Leclerc is already PA. He's faster than even Kevin Magnussen. As Max Verstappen comes across, where does he go? He stays P4. Daniel Ricciardo stays P5. Raikkonen stays P6, so pole for Lewis Hamilton finally. The best position for Mercedes, 1-2. Cannot expect better than this. It's his third pole of this season. Lewis Hamilton. Well done, Lewis Hamilton. He gets a pole position in French Grand Prix. So finally, after a great qualifying session, we had the final podium finishes finalized, podium positions finalized. Hamilton getting the pole alongside Will Start, Valtteri Bottas, his teammate. Vettel 3rd, Verstappen 4th, Ricciardo 5th, Raikkonen 6th, Sainz 7th, Renault, Charles Leclerc, best position to start. Wonderboy for Ferrari Driver Academy, running for Sauber. Magnussen and Haas in 9th and 10th position. Roshan not posing any challenge due to his shunt in the final qualifying lap. Drivers out in Q2, starting position, Ocon 11th, Hulkenberg 12th, Perez 13th, Gasly 14th, Ericsson 15th. Drivers out in Q1, Alonso 16th, Hartley 17th, Van Dorn 18th, Stroll and Sirotkin 19th and 20th respectively. With this, I'll bring an end to this live commentary. Look forward to catch up again with you guys tomorrow on the race day at Paul Ricard. After 10 years, this weekend is there with us. Thank you, take care, bye bye, safe driving. Don't forget to like and subscribe my channel and leave the comment